Hey, it's Sarah. Are you ready for November, Libra? This is going to be an interesting and very rewarding month for you. So if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I routinely do videos on astrology, tarot, Reiki, energy healing, affirmations, and all things mystical. I want to make sure that you understand what's happening in the world, what's happening with the energy, so you can make the best decisions possible. If this is something that appeals to you, why not consider subscribing? Okay, Libra, this has been an interesting couple of months for you, and we see as we end the year, your fortune and your overall luck is improving. So I am going to look at 6 sectors of your life, including your romance, your home life, your biggest assets, and your biggest obstacles for the month of November. Obviously, this is my take on the energy and the cards, and because of that, it might not resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, no worries, just pass it on by, and I do hope you find what you're looking for. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to shuffle, and the first card is going to be the energy that you're bringing forward from October into November. And the card is Miracle Healing, and that's a really good card. So this isn't a big surprise though. You've been having some issues in your life that you've been struggling with for years. And you've tried this, you've tried that, you've asked for help, you've, consulted the right people, you've tried different things, and it's just not helped. It's not working. Things aren't changing. And then the last couple of months, you've decided to just stop pushing against this obstacle, to stop beating your head against the wall and just live with it. And guess what? That's exactly what you needed to do, because that freed up all of that resistance and allowed the energy to flow. And in the background, and you may not even be aware of it yet, but in the background, miracle healing is happening and was happening in the month of October. So the situation has resolved itself without you having to handle it. And let's be honest, Libra, you don't have the bandwidth to take on anything else. You're juggling so many plates, you're doing so much for everyone, you need a break anyway. So by releasing this worry, by releasing this constant need to micromanage the situation, you have let the energy flow, and by doing so, that has allowed the healing to take place. So that's wonderful. And if you haven't noticed it yet, be on the lookout for it by mid-November. Check in and you'll see the issue has resolved itself, okay? So a really great way to begin the month. Let's do the next card. The next card is going to be your biggest obstacle for the month. Okay, and it looks like we had a whole lot of cards fall just then. Okay, the universe is trying to send us a message, Libra. The card is Happily Ever After. So how does this translate to being your biggest obstacle? Well, I think that perhaps you've kind of given up or lost hope on your own happiness. You've put your needs, your dreams on the back burner because you had other responsibilities and because you were tired of being hurt and let down. And that makes perfect sense. But that doesn't mean that you should give up. You've given up that things are going to work out and you're going to have your happily ever after. But this card pretty much signifies that the situation will rectify itself, that things will work out, and that misunderstandings will be forgiven, mistakes will be forgotten, people will work through their disagreements, and things will finally balance out. So the card is about not worrying about the future, but making space for your dreams to come true. So I know it's kind of tricky. We don't need to micromanage it, but we also need to believe that it can happen. I know you've been hurt. You've been hurt in the past repeatedly. You've been let down, and people that you thought were your friends turned out not to be. And so it's normal to have fear around these types of situations, but not every situation is going to end negatively. And there is no need to give up. Things will work out. So I think that's going to be the biggest obstacle. Not so much even believing in that it's possible, but just accepting that there's a chance it could work out. I think you've shut the door on some romance for this very reason. Not worth the hassle because it's not going to work out. And that, of course, was your justification for not trying. So I think that's going to be your biggest obstacle for the month, making space for your dreams to come true. Okay, since we have this big pile of cards fall, let's draw the next one, which will be your biggest asset to work with in the month of November. This card is about not just the physical self, but also our emotional and spiritual selves. Joy comes from the sexual experience. I didn't say the name of the card because I'm probably going to get demonetized, but who cares if I make 50 cents off this video or not, right? And speaking of, if you like this type of content, why not consider becoming a member of the community here on YouTube or becoming a patron? Because I basically do these videos as a love offering because I don't make crap off of them. Anyway, back to your biggest asset, Libra. I think you've done a lot of work on yourself in this sector. I think you've changed your beliefs around sex and intimacy, and I think that you've healed some issues from the past. That work is paying off now. You're looking at life differently, you're looking at partnerships differently, and a deep healing has taken place. Things from the past have been influencing you, and you know they have. You know how you look at life and how you look at sex has been influenced by the things that have happened. But by working on healing these issues and the trauma, you're starting to feel better about yourself, your body, and the whole sexual experience. So this is a wonderful asset. This changes everything. And now you're ready to move on to the next step and also truly have a dynamic and wonderful sex life. This is a great card for this placement. So let's shuffle and look at your home life. And the card is Stand Your Ground. When you're really honest with yourself, you know what you want. Yet other people may be pushing you to make decisions that don't resonate with you. It could be because they're actually worried about your welfare, or it could be for other manipulative reasons. They want you to make a different decision. But Libra, it's important that you know your decisions are valid. And it's important to not let outside influences, whether that be people or events, color your decision-making process. You're going to have to live with the results of the decisions that you make. And you know that. You're an adult. You've been doing this for a long time. And don't get me wrong, it's always wise to seek advice or counsel from people you trust, whether that be your friends, your teachers, your mentors. Definitely get people's input, but that doesn't mean that you have to follow it to the letter. Ask for advice and consider everything. Write it out. Make a list of pros and cons. But ultimately, the decision is yours. And when you go against yourself, you go against your intuition, you know you always suffer. You'll probably find too that when you speak from a place of your inner truth, new solutions will become apparent to this situation. So I think you know you need to move. I think you know where you want to move, but it's going to be expensive and it doesn't really make any sense to move, but yet you know it's the right thing to do. You've outgrown where you live now. It's no longer practical. It's no longer what your family needs. And it's also going to get more expensive where you are. And you know this, but making a move is stressful. And it's one more thing on top of a list of already overflowing things that you need to do. So you're kind of dragging your feet. You're getting advice from other people that are saying you should stay put or you should even downsize, which you know that's not going to work. So listen to everybody's advice, consider it, but then follow your instincts. You know what's right for you, and ultimately you know where you're going to be happy. So yeah, I think you are definitely going to be moving within the next 6 months. Let's pick the next card, and actually I'm going to pick 2 cards for your love life for single and partnered Libra natives. And the cards are self-reliance and visualizing. Libras are known to be very self-reliant anyway, and I think that this, of course, extends into your personal relationships. A lot of times, Libra, you don't feel like you can count on someone, be it family, friend, or the person you're dating, or even your spouse. You've been let down in the past, and this pushes you to try and do everything yourself, and it just adds more stuff to your never-ending to-do list. But I think that you're understanding that you can be self-reliant and still ask for help. Share some of the burden with your partner, and you can work as a team. And this has been a huge lesson for Libra natives. If the person you're dating or partnered with isn't dependable, isn't someone you can count on, isn't someone that will follow through on what they say they're going to do, you've learned that you don't need people like that in your life. And this was a turning point. And single Libras, you've gotten a lot pickier about who you date or who you spend time with, and you've stopped settling. Partnered Libras, you've set some boundaries, and this has really changed your interpersonal relationships. By working together as a team, you've realized that you can accomplish more than you can trying to do everything on your own. So your relationship is definitely leveling up. I think it's time that you start visualizing yourself in the life that you want, whether that is partnered or whether that is married or whether that is single. It doesn't matter, but I think you need to check in and see what you really want, because you are leveling up, you are succeeding, you are growing as a person. Things are changing in your life. You make your own path. So the question is, where do you want to go from here? The sky's the limit. And I think you're starting to realize that. You're starting to feel things coming together on a completely different level. In 2023 and 2024, you're going to see a lot of success in your career, and the money is going to stabilize, and that's going to take a lot of worry off your shoulders. And I think, as we saw in your biggest obstacle, the happily ever after just really didn't seem like it was going to be something for you. But I think this card is urging you, and this is via the universe, to visualize your perfect life. It's okay to dream. And as you get clear on what it is, you will then start attracting it. And on that note, I am doing yearly overviews. They'll go up probably mid-November. So if you haven't already, be sure and subscribe, because you don't want to miss those. Libra natives, your relationship is reaching a new plateau. Single Libras, I think you need to think about the future and about how you want your relationships to be and who you're actually looking for. And it's okay if you're not looking for anyone seriously right now or even ever. You set your own course. Okay, so let's pick the next card, which will be where you're likely to be at the end of the month. Okay, the card is laughter. So I would take this as a very good sign. Life is very serious most of the time for you, Libra. You're focused on your work, your responsibilities, on helping other people, on trying to be the better version of yourself. All of this stuff going on. Are you taking time to laugh? Are you taking time to enjoy yourself? I think this card signifies that by the end of the month, you're going to ease up a little bit on yourself. You're getting these new opportunities. You're starting to see success in your career. The relationship is starting to level out, and you're starting to understand that you do have the power to make your dreams come true. So you can kind of take a breather, relax. And with that, I think it's time to celebrate your success with the people around you, the people that you care about, and have a good laugh. When we can laugh at the situation, that means we're transcending some of the problems or some of the emotions attached to the situation. And I think that's kind of where you are. And isn't that success in a nutshell? When we are able to transcend the situation, when we're able to laugh at it and see the humor in the situation, all the hard work that you've been doing is paying off. And with it, I think you're going to have more room in your life to laugh, to find joy, to find those moments of happiness with those that you care about. So I think that's going to be a wonderful place to be at the end of the month. Okay, I'm going to draw one more card from the Animal Oracle deck. Okay, and the card is the Nine of Spring, the Gazelle. So Spirit wants you to know you're almost at the finish line. You can definitely see success from here, and you're prepared for all the challenges because you have learned from every setback, every time things didn't work out. You've learned the lesson, and now you're being protected as you move towards the finish line. So all that hard work, all the time you spent healing and trying to get past things, trying to be the better version of yourself, is about to pay off. So you may be caught off guard during the month by some of the opportunities that land in your lap because you're not expecting the level of success that's coming. And it's okay to hesitate. It's okay to take your time and make the best decision, because don't worry, it will be okay. You'll get over any bumps or any small challenges this month. All you need to do is stay determined, know that success is within reach, and keep doing what you're doing. You got this. I hope you enjoyed this general reading. If you did, let me know in the comments section below. And as always, thank you guys so much for subscribing, liking the videos. It really does help them be seen. And if you find value in this, why not consider joining the YouTube community or becoming a patron? Stay tuned for the next video. Reiki blessings.